Welcome to Cash Content and Chaos, hosted by Catherine Studley. This is the podcast where we talk tax news, current events, the spicy industry, and interview people who actually have something interesting to say. New look, same chaos. Let's get into it. I wake up at 6:30. I should go to the gym. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. I always check emails instead and immediately check socials. Whatever happens after that is intentional. So I want to walk you through exactly how I have learned to structure my week as a year 6 startup founder running a tax firm with a full team. This did not happen overnight. Obviously, it's taken me years to develop these systems and get through my head that I don't need to be working 24/7, what my actual job is as CEO, and how I've built a routine and a whole week around protecting that. You guys already know I'm chaotic, right? Hence the name. You've been warned. So routines are not always my strongest area, okay? But it now has to be in order for everything to work. And now I've built systems around me, and I've built people around me who love routines, and they hold me accountable so that I now have to have one. So every single workday starts the same at Prisma Tax. Everyone logs on at 8 a.m. We have an international team. We have 3 offshore virtual assistants in the Philippines. So for them, it's 10 p.m., 9 or 10 p.m., depending on if it's daylight savings or not. And then we have some people on the East Coast, and then Central Time, a couple of us in Houston as well. So we start at 8 a.m. Central Time, give everyone 30 minutes to get organized, check their email, see what's going on. We have a 30-minute core operations team meeting at 8:30. So this is not the bookkeeping department. It's not the tax department. This is me, Marquise, who is our vice president, COO, whatever you want to call him. He's number 2 guy. Then my mother, who organizes our documents. She's a document organization queen, or personality hire, but she does hold it down. And then we have our 3 offshore assistants, and they focus in marketing, tech, and customer service. So we are not micromanaging people. Everyone has their task list in ClickUp, so we have visibility into what everyone's working on. We send our task list in the daily Teams chat before the meeting every day. We stopped using the meeting to just list out all the things that we were working on, because it was taking 45 minutes and it was really not efficient. So we started just sending along our task list in the morning, and now we use the call to actually solve problems. Where are the blocks? We can take this moment to brainstorm as a team. We can ask everyone how their day is, because we have 30 minutes and we're not just listing off all of our tasks. Having a daily check-in has been an absolute game changer. It's 30 minutes or less. Maybe in tax season, it'll go to 45 minutes, but we try to keep it super efficient. I think just seeing everyone's face in the morning is a very good anchor for all of us. Okay, this is remote work, but we are now at the office. And I try to keep morale fun. I send gifts. I don't know if people think I'm funny. I think I'm hilarious. Or I'll change the background of my teams. Yesterday, I had it as Joe Exotic, the Tiger King. Whatever. I'm doing my best. So that's daily. And then we have a weekly map, I guess. So Monday and Tuesday, I have a physical office. We have a co-working space, but with a door that closes. So Marquise comes to the office with me Monday and Tuesday. He lives 50 minutes away, so it doesn't make sense for him to come in every day. And who wants to go to the office every day? But working with him together is super helpful in person. And then we go to lunch, and it's team bonding. We can brainstorm on things. We can have more honest conversations without having a phone call. Overall, it's just been very helpful. So he comes in Monday and Tuesday. Tuesday, let me back up. So Monday is it's Monday. What happened over the weekend? What things do we have to wrap up? So I don't take client calls on Monday, but I always end up having like a bunch of internal calls. That's when I'll answer a lot of like client emails, client questions, just kind of get caught up, get a plan for the week, like what's going on. Tuesday is client call day. I take calls on Tuesdays and Thursdays. So if you want to book a call with me, these are the days that are open. When I first started this, of course, I was available from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. Monday through Friday. That was bad for everyone. Well, definitely bad for me. I feel like it didn't create any urgency. People did not respect my time, and I looked like super thirsty for business, and I couldn't get anything done. If I had 15 calls that week, which was amazing, blessed, but it'd be at like random times, be 8 a.m., then 11, 1:30, 5. Like I can't get anything done. So I've decided to block my days and be a little bit more disciplined around that. And I just accepted I'm not going to be able to get any like real deep work done on these days. And that acceptance has made me become a better leader because I'm not behind. I'm not anxious about missing out on anything. I'm doing exactly what I'm supposed to be doing on these days. And that's taking calls within this window of time. Everyone knows what it is. They know that I'm not available. Marquise is in the same room with me a lot of times. We'll also take calls for our monthly VIP clients on Tuesdays, usually. So if someone needs a walkthrough of their Q1 bookkeeping financial statements and wants to talk about their tax planning, we can tackle that together in person in one call, which is very efficient. So that leaves Wednesday and Friday, deep work, protected time. Everyone else, head down, eyes forward. They know what they're working on. We've had our daily check-in. Now I have time to do things like this. Today is a Wednesday. I am batching solo podcast episodes, and it's because I have no calls. Everyone knows I'm not readily available. Am I answering Teams messages and client messages in the tax portal? Yes. But for the most part, I can focus on content batching, future planning, vision stuff, SOPs. These are the days I'm working on the business and not in the business. This is something that took me years to realize and get to this moment, because if I lose my days putting out fires, the whole week falls apart. You blink, it's Thursday afternoon, there it goes. What did you get done? Right? So that's how I like structure my week. And then as far as the day to day, like I said, I wake up at 6:30. Used to religiously go to the gym very early, but I've been having a softer life these days. So sometimes I go after the morning call, or I go still in the morning, or I will just walk for an hour and a half outside of my weighted vest at night to just decompress. As long as I move, I feel like it's a win. I don't really get deep into any work until 10 a.m. So like I open my computer to take the team call with everyone at 8:30. And then from 9 to 10, I'm posting Instagram stories. I'm checking in on comments. You know, the internet's a whole other thing. That's a living, breathing entity that I have to tend to. So from 9 to 10, I usually am on socials. I'm getting ready. Have been in the season of doing my makeup every day because you just never know when you got to film something, when you got to talk to someone. I send a lot of Loom videos. So like internal Loom video explanations, Looms to clients, and I have my makeup routine down to 7 minutes. We can do another podcast on that. So that's what I'm doing between 9 and 10. And I used to feel really guilty about this. Again, like if I was not working 24/7 and other people were working on my business, but I wasn't. But now I kind of think of it as my warm up. I'm not lazy. This is all part of the greater mission, and I feel great about it. I have like settled in that. So I start really working later than everyone, and I stay online later. The team stays late a lot of times too, but I don't encourage it. This is not a toxic accounting firm environment. Everyone should be logging off around 5. You know, maybe they linger till 5:30. My mom, she'll always be online. She loves to organize the documents, but she's like making dinner and coming back and forth. I stay online until 7 or 8 after the team logs off. And this is intentional. It's because I want to see people off, and I also want to catch what comes in after hours. I'm not staying late because I have to. Like I definitely could log off and everything's going to be fine, but I stay because I'm the owner and I want to. And that's the difference. Like I don't have children. Prisma Tax and the Only Consultant is my baby. I genuinely love my clients. I genuinely care about my staff sincerely. So I want to review everything that's going on, digest what happened for the day, and really be able to sit in it. And again, this is only until recently that I can have peace in having like an alternative schedule. There is like no blueprint or guideline for being a business owner. I really did not put any thought into what my routine or my life would look like when I started this business. I was honestly in survival mode for a long time. I was just trying to close the next tax return, get the next TikTok view. I've been lucky. I am blessed that it has led to this moment, but I didn't have any funding when I started this. I started this as someone in their mid-20s already in credit card debt, living in Washington, D.C., where things were very expensive. And then when I quit my full-time job on the spot, I was working as a barista and praying to close a tax return. So systems and routines seemed like a luxury that was very far away to me. And now that we're here, I feel like I have finally found a system that works for me and I don't have to feel weird about it. And it's a loose routine, but it still gives me flexibility too. So if I don't go to the gym at 7, I'm not going to cry about it because maybe I'll go to the gym at 9. And if I miss that, then I'll work out at night, or maybe I won't work out and it's literally going to be okay. My client calls are locked in. The daily call with the team is locked in. I am just as accountable to my team as they are to me. Like it's checks and balances. And I feel like we have gotten very clear and the business has been very stable and we're only growing. So if you are a founder, if you are a startup girly, and you feel like you're drowning in your own business, the first thing that I would tell you is to design your week in a way that works for you. It's the same thing as tracking your income and expenses. If you hate a spreadsheet, don't use a spreadsheet. Use an app. Hire a bookkeeper. Do it by hand. Do what makes sense for you and be honest and realistic about it. And this is ironically something that I've been telling other people for years. And it's just been recently that I've given myself that permission to protect my own time and my deep work. And now everything kind of builds from there. That is how I structure my week. This has been a lot of trial and error. I hope that you found something in this quick chat valuable, and I hope you have a wonderful week. Peace. And that's a wrap on another episode of Cash Content and Chaos. I am Catherine Studley. If you got something out of today, share it, follow the show, leave a review. If you need help with your taxes or bookkeeping, you can find me as well. Everything is linked in the show notes. I will see you next time. Stay sexy.